show.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Casco.
Yes. So Casco, they offer pay what you can consultations, and they specialize in not only just Chat GPT, but they will work with your business to help you get sustainable and then leave and leave you successful. Their goal is not to stay with you forever. Their goal is to keep you moving with excellence.
Indeed. And AI work, AI is the rage right now. Joshua is an expert in AI, and he and his team can help you navigate the sometimes scary road of AI and what's happening, and deliver work with you that you won't have to worry about all the myths about AI. They know how it works for you. And what I do love, Lisa, about Casco is the pay what you can consultations to the underserved southeast sector of our city, reaching out and trying to help people.
Absolutely. So check them out at Casco.com.
Indeed. We're sponsored by Brandon Kurt from Planet Duct.
Yes, he's the owner of Planet Duct, and he has the largest vacuums, strongest vacuums. And what is his slogan again, Frank?
Yeah, they're stronger than the vacuum of space. And Brandon and his family, with his 3 children, are just incredible. I know them personally.
Me too.
We've had a great opportunity to know them. He's a great family man. 25 years, been married to, what is his wife's name? Gava.
And she's a beautiful artist, and yes, they have an amazing farm as well.
They do. And he loves Star Wars. So if you're into that scene, give Brandon a call. He loves Star Wars, all things Star Wars-y.
Yes, not only that, but he loves the Colorado Springs. His give back throughout all local businesses in town is amazing, and we sure do appreciate him in town. They do have the strongest vacuums in Colorado,
Indeed.
Which will help you get amazing air quality for your home.
Indeed. They find all kinds of stuff in our vent systems. They've done my house as well, and so many of my friends.
Yeah.
They really are the cream of the crop when it comes to duct cleaning.
They are.
And one last thing, many of you didn't know this, but Brandon has mentored many small business people in this community.
Yes.
His give back to our community is exceptional. So make sure to look them up because they are
stronger than the vacuum of space.
Yes, they are.
We are sponsored by the lovely, incredible Karen Butcher with Westco Insurance.
Yes, Karen is an amazing insurance agent doing home, casualty, all these different types of insurance. And here's the deal. She has some of the same customers that she had when she started 24 years ago. They're still engaging her this many years later, which means she has to have some incredible customer service and some attentive skills. Right?
To include me.
And me.
She's helped me a lot over the years.
She's incredible.
So we really appreciate Karen Butcher and all the wisdom and savviness that she has in the insurance industry. So check her out, Karen Butcher, Westco Insurance.
Please. Yeah, welcome to the Be Encouraged Show with Frank.
And Lisa.
We're so glad that you join us on Mondays and align with us in our goal of infusing hope and encouragement throughout the world.
That's right. We are now offering 2 free guests on our show every single Monday from 11 to 12 or 12 to 1 Mountain Standard Time. But we also have an amazing new venture that we've started this year, Frank.
Indeed. We have the free hug campaign that's starting that Lisa and I are going to go out in community, offer free hugs. Hugs have medicinal value that's really, really strong, and we want to use that to help humans.
Absolutely. And we are also going around the world on live Instagrams. So our ask of you is, if you know of any amazing business owners out in other countries or across the nation, please introduce them to us at lisa@beencouraged.net.
Yeah, make sure that you email her. Yes, and she'll get it done for us, and we'll make sure that we highlight your business. You know, really the value of this is exposure. We get the opportunity to expose your business to our growing audience and get so that you can be seen and people can engage your business.
And we do offer sponsorship levels starting at $50 on up. So depending on how much marketing you have in your budget, we would love to help you get maximum exposure both on our website.
Hi, welcome to the Be Encouraged Show. I'm Frank.
I'm Lisa.
And we are so glad to have you here on a Monday. I'm so excited about this Monday, Lisa, because one of my favorite human beings is sitting next to me today. And it's so amazing. I can't wait for this conversation.
Yes, and he's a cowboy, too, on the down low.
It used to be on the down low. Yeah. Lisa just told the world.
Yes, I did.
Right?
True.
And I know that Mike and Jennifer both have overcome some incredible odds in their lives to get to where they are today, and we're so excited that they're willing to share their hearts with the rest of us.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Jump in.
All right. So we provide a platform for entrepreneurs and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and create a positive impact in the Colorado Springs community. And we're joining you live here in Colorado Springs with some amazing guests that Frank just mentioned. If you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select International via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world. Just today, we were in Utah and the UK.
Yes, indeed.
Amazing.
18 countries we've been in so far this year, and we're trying to circle the world with a message of hope and encouragement. Today's show is sponsored by Casco, who helps construction companies develop AI agents to reduce schedule slippage, automate operations, and increase margins. Visit Casco.com to learn more and check the flyer out, guys, that we provided for you. Those are yours to take home with you.
Thank you.
The great Joshua Gide and his people do some amazing work.
Yes.
All right, Lisa, we have come to the time where we get an opportunity to introduce these great people.
Yes, so I will start with Mr. Mike Casimiro, a faith-driven veteran, thank you for your service, and CEO of Casco Construction Corporation and Legacy Custom Homes, companies he founded in 2008 as an A1 general contractor. Yes. I almost said AI because I just have AI on the brain. Joshua. So as an A1 general contractor and C12 CEO, he specializes in complex commercial and residential construction projects, emphasizing quality craftsmanship and strong client relationships.
He does. What a great reputation they have in the city as well. So, and who keeps them with this great reputation is the amazing Jennifer Gusty here. We're so glad to have you, Jennifer. Yeah, fate is what it is, isn't it, right?
Absolutely.
She's a former teacher and dedicated mother of 6 who homeschooled for over a decade. You okay?
You're a saint.
Just thought we'd check in first, right? She has a deep appreciation for learning and personal growth. Her experiences have helped her to develop effective organizational, time management, and communication skills. Today, she channels that knowledge and passion into business development with a particular focus on relationships and brand awareness and a passion for the beauty of luxury real estate sectors. Yes?
Absolutely, yes. Yes and yes. All of those things.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, yes, there you go.
Do we really work together?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, our audience I know is intrigued. Why don't you, my friend, a New Yorker, don't hold that against him.
Yeah.
He had to be from somewhere.
Yeah.
The witness protection program put me someplace.
Yeah.
You pulled that today. So.
Right. So you meant cowboy here. So so give us a little bit of a history. Who are you? Tell us your story.
Second generation Portuguese. My father came to this country in '61. Started a business, concrete business in New York, and I continued. I went into the Army for 6 years, and then when I got out, I bought the business from him and kept going and grew it. In '06, came out to Colorado Springs after just New York was just becoming really hard. It was good for the super rich and the super poor. And the middle would pay for everybody.
Yeah.
So I've been building here since '08. Started Casco in '08. And what a blessing. Got saved here in Colorado. And it's just every day I wake up and just blessed.
Tell us a little bit about that Mike pre-Jesus days.
I tried to shed that skin. You know, I was raised as a survivor. My father taught me if you want it, you got to get it. And if you punch first before you get punched, and that was me back then. And I scraped and sacrificed to do a lot of things, but I like the new version of Mike.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
So you're a ruffian?
I used to be.
Yeah?
I used to be. I used to get in trouble.
Yeah, we can see that softness in you right now. You never know that you were beating up humans before.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you meet Christy?
What's that?
How did you meet Christy?
So, great question. I was divorced, and I own an office building up north, and Christy was looking at renting space for her counseling and autism center. And I had no intentions of dating again. I had no intentions, but God had different plans for me. Yeah. And she was in the middle of she was separated herself, going through her divorce, and one thing led to the other. We just had so many common ideas and beliefs that we got married about 3 years ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Had no intention. You saw Chris and you said, "Oh, I mean, well, maybe it's time to rethink this."
Yes.
I thought maybe she was nearsighted when she liked me.
Yeah, I think the same. I've had the same thoughts about Michelle. What the world? It's our 18th year this year, and it's like, you married me? Were you just joking? She still says I love you every day. That's awesome. Yeah. So we're so glad to have you, man. Don't they rock?
Yes.
Yeah, and his bride Christy was going to be here, and Jennifer was so kind. She told me that she was going to come and observe anyway.
I was going to be here to take pictures, and now
now you are the picture.
You are the picture, darling. You're on the cover.
Surprise! When you're in business development,
Yes.
you just jump in.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to add to what Mike said. I think that I think that's what makes Mike so great to work with and for, is that Mike, I think because of his journey, he sees the potential in everybody around him. And so I've had a journey within the company, and that his intention is to really grow people, not just professionally, but also personally. So I just appreciate that about him.
I appreciate you appreciating.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you're not going to escape your right. I felt that deflection.
That's great. I tried.
Yes, business development in the raw, ladies and gentlemen, right? Jennifer Gusty, tell us about your journey.
Gosh, where do I start?
Personal journey.
Yeah, so my personal journey is I went to Ohio State, and that's where I met my husband.
You're pretty proud of that, aren't you?
It's not,
Because you led with that last time.
It's supposed to be the Ohio State. Right?
Exactly.
Where do I start? I grew up in Ohio, went to Ohio State. And then, let's see, we ended up out in Arizona for about 7 years in Prescott, Arizona, which is lovely. And then Southern California and San Diego. I love Southern California. And then here in Colorado. We've been here now for about 11 years.
Okay.
So 6 children, and their range in ages now. I've got one who just graduated from UCCS, and I'm just a huge proponent of UCCS. She entered her freshman year actually pregnant with her first child.
Oh, wow.
And she was
I went through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you respond when that happened?
So interesting that you should ask. So when I initially got that phone call, and they're still together. I just want to say he's
good.
Yeah, they're still together. He's a
Miranda.
sheriff's deputy with our El Paso County Sheriff's Department. She graduated UCCS on time. I think she asked had a baby in the middle of her first semester, and I think asked for an extension on 2 assignments. So she's incredible. But it's a testament of UCCS and just the support that they have there. But I got the phone call, and like I said, we homeschooled for a lot of years. She'd been back in school a couple of years, and we were a strong Christian family, and I was, when I got the phone call, asked to come to the now in-laws house. I said, she said, we have something we need to talk to you about. I said, is this good news or bad news? Because I knew, I had a pretty strong suspicion what it was. And she said, the smartest thing any person in that situation could say, she said, it depends on how you look at it.
Your perspective.
Which kind of smacked me around a little bit.
Yes.
Which was a great answer. And so, so both families, we've all just been super supportive. And their daughter is now 4.5. So I have a 4.5-year-old granddaughter, and then they just had their second. So, so it's awesome. So anyway, so I have so my oldest who just graduated UCCS. I've got a junior at Boulder, a junior at Pepperdine, a freshman at ASU. Now they're going to be seniors and sophomore. And then I have a student at Cheyenne Mountain and another elementary school student. So
good grief.
Yeah.
I think that's an applause for you.
Yeah. I had 3 kids in college at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was 4 last year. So it's a lot.
That's rough.
Woo!
Yeah.
So when I went to
That's why you work.
Huh?
That's why you work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I couldn't even afford the R. We're just P.O.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. So that's what happened was I was dropping off my daughter at Pepperdine, and I called a friend of mine who had done some work actually with Mike. I said, hey, I need a job. And so she knew of a bookkeeping position with a construction company. I said, do you think I'd done bookkeeping for about 7 years for our family? I said, do you think I can keep up? And oh yeah, it'll be great. And so went in, interviewed. So did bookkeeping for Casco for about a year. Pretty soon Mike said, hey, I'm going to get my real estate license. And he said, hey, as a side note, there's a women's chamber event. Love the women's chamber. And so sent me out to that. And I think kind of the rest is history. He said, these are the things I need. Write your job description. And I did. And as I researched, I said, wow, it's leads, it's marketing, it's events, that's business development.
Yep.
And so I've been now doing business development for about a year and a half. So, and I love it.
I love business development.
So fun.
It loves you. Isn't it wonderful when you jump into something that you love and it loves you back?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, it loves you.
Yeah.
You do such a wonderful job in that space. Coming up in Ohio, how many siblings did you have?
So it was just my brother and I.
Just 2 of you.
2 of us.
So it was a conscious decision to go 6?
Yeah, it's so funny. It just sort of happened.
And you're not Mormon either, or Catholic. You're Christian.
So we it just sort of happens that way. We had twins. So across
You had
the family
twins.
fast,
Okay, so doubled up.
Yeah, after twins, you're like, whatever.
At this point.
Your life gets turned upside down. You're like, a few more.
Yeah.
So,
No cable in Ohio either.
Yeah, right.
that's great.
I won't go any deeper than that.
I know.
I already owe her.
Yeah. He's like, tread lightly, man.
She's writing this down.
So
That is so incredible. And why Colorado? You know, because you've made certain stops along the way.
Yeah, so my husband's medical, and so took a VA job. We came from San Diego to the VA here, and he's worked at the Air Force Academy and at Fort Carson, and so just different positions opened up, and we love the West, and so we always wanted an opportunity to live out here. So it's been great to. It's been great to explore Colorado. So we just kind of ended up here, and then as your kids get older, we just settled. And
Is he a doctor?
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still a physician with the VA. Yeah.
Physician with the
Yeah.
VA. Okay.
So.
That's not an easy job.
No,
dealing with the VA.
it's not. It's not for
Yeah.
a lot of reasons. So there's a lot of transition right now, and so just kind of seeing where that goes. So he has a passion for wellness, so we'll see where that takes him. So.
Right.
Right on.
Yeah.
That is so on. Dr. Gusty, if you're looking, thank you for being such an incredible husband and father and all the things that you do to keep this young lady smiling.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, and the kids going. So the kids,
going.
lots of needs. So you know how that is.
So, Mike, what has been one big challenge this year for business, and how have you overcome it?
Well, they had such great questions, don't they?
I do.
Honestly, the biggest challenge this year was I lost my mom a couple months ago.
Sorry.
So that, my mom was my best friend, besides my wife, and my biggest cheerleader, besides my wife. And when I came back from Portugal, she lived in Portugal, and I got news from our controller that we had to restructure financially the business. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we had hired a lot of people last year, and business just wasn't coming in time to
be able to make that work.
Yeah, and that, to an empath like me that really loves his people, that was cataclysmic to let people go.
Yeah.
And that was probably the hardest thing that we had to do. And the God has provided. We're recouping perfectly. There's work in the horizon, considering maybe bringing some people back. But we rallied the troops and said, hey, everybody, we're sorry this happened, but all your jobs are safe, and the company's in a great condition, and we're moving forward. That was a tough one.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you, revenue, right?
Yeah.
It takes it to continue to be able to move forward. Lisa, I've been to their place.
I still need to go. We need to do an official spotlight visit.
Yes, we will.
It's kind of far away.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's 5 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
It's like Furniture
it's right
Road.
around the corner. I'm like, where is it?
And culture is so very important to business.
Yes.
How do you describe the culture that you've built, Michael?
That's a great question. I would love to take credit for that, but I didn't build it. God brought me my people, Barb came to me about 5 years ago by an accident. She was supposed to go to another interview and came to ours.
Oh, really?
And I had told her in a previous conversation I couldn't afford her. And she said, well, I drove from Nebraska. I'd like to talk to you for a little bit if I can.
Wow.
And after 2 hours, she said, I want to help you grow the business. I had gone through my divorce, and it was tough, at that point. And
How
she's
long
been
were you
with
married when you went to?
24 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, I was married 20 when I went through mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never the right time. Never.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But and that just kept going and going. The people that we have, like Jennifer, who finds somebody like this angel that comes into the company, like she's worked here for 5, 6, 7 years, and knows the company, believes in the mission, trusts me. It's just amazing. And that's just across the board with all our staff. And you'll get to meet them when you come see their.
They're incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, he was gushing after the field trip out there.
Yeah. But once again, there is an established culture there.
Yeah.
You can almost feel it when you walk in, right?
Yeah.
So it didn't just drop out of the sky. Somehow it was developed. How did your heart turn to create such a great culture like that?
When I went through, I think I said I was saved about 5 years ago, and I changed my mindset that the company's not mine. I'm just managing it for him. And once you change the narrative, it takes a lot of pressure off you.
Yes.
You know, although you do have a very demanding boss that wants you to do things a certain way. But and that's, you know, I've just really tried to give back, and our team is so important. Every Monday, we just had one this morning. We have our Monday morning prayer and kickoff meeting where we just start off the week on the right foot. A different person speaks. We try to share any stories, any hardships that people are going through. But I changed the narrative, not that we don't take care of our customer. Of course, our customer is very important to us, but not at the sacrifice of our people.
Exactly.
Our people are just as important as our client.
More so.
And we want them to know that every day, that we're here for them. Anything they need, they let us know. And we want them to like to come to work, to love to come to work,
Yes.
and believe in our mission. And I think that's it. I think we have a mission that people can buy into, that we're doing it for a higher purpose. We're doing it for His kingdom. We're taking care of people. And there's nothing wrong with having fun while you're doing it.
That's so refreshing for the construction industry.
It is, 100%.
Because that is not out there.
Right.
And it wasn't my narrative. You know, growing up, it was, how can I make as much money, build this as quick as possible.
Yeah, more cutthroat.
And if we lose some people, oh well, there's other people out there.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want. We want to have a core people that, when people come in, I ask them, how can I help you? How can I help you retire from this company? How can we make that happen?
Who asked that?
Yeah. What's going to keep you here?
Yeah.
And that's something that it's really changed the culture of people coming in. They're thinking, well, wow, do you actually want me to stay?
Yeah.
So, Mike, how did God get a hold of you?
Oh, man. He'd been trying a long time. He'd been there the whole time.
Hound of heaven. Right?
Yes. I have my oldest son. He's my prodigal. He's had challenges with addiction his whole life. Well, his whole adult life. And I was at New Life Church. He was sitting next to me. He was sober about a week. And Pastor Brady came up and said, hey, we still got water in the pool if anybody want to testify or give their life to Christ. And I looked at him, he says, let's go. He said, what are you talking about? I said, let's go. Let's start a life new. And he goes, Dad, I can't do. That's a lot for me, but I'll come witness for you. Mm-hmm. And that day was, I wasn't planning on it. It just happened. Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have goosebumps.
Yeah. And it's been just a great day every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many lukewarm Christians out in the world. I mean, I just love it. Exudes from you. It's so powerful.
Yes.
You know, Lisa, it's tough, because we were just talking about God's plan, right? Mm-hmm. And there are many days I'm not perfect. God knows.
Yeah.
So is my wife. But you just got to step away, right? Yeah. If you just can give it to Him, and that's what I have to learn. This 59-year-old brain of mine just has to learn it's not you. We're born, like I'm a lot like Frank. I got this. It's on me. I'll carry it. I got you. And it doesn't have to be that way. We have somebody, his yoke is so light.
Yeah.
But we gotta remind ourselves of that,
Yeah. But to see a man like you, it's incredible. Sorry, I don't see it often, so it's amazing.
I love that. That's so sweet. Yeah. Yeah. It is. That's a great story, isn't it?
It's incredible.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for asking that, Lisa. Jennifer, we can all agree that community is incredibly important. You're in business development. So in light of that, how do you currently leverage the community for the good of the business?
Yeah, I would say as Mike was talking, I was thinking how, starting with whether it's our Monday morning meetings, just dealing with Mike individually, and everyone else in the company, it's very relationship based within our company. So we have very strong working relationships, and then that extends out to our clients. That's really important to us. The feedback that we get, particularly from our residential clients, I mean, they all do, but it's just that we listen. It's not uncommon that they really just want to be heard. It's hard when I go to make a show banner for Legacy because we will build whatever your vision is. It's not like we build this type of home. We'll build whatever it is, you envision. And so that involves clear communication and listening and being heard. And I feel like then as far as out in the community, it's the same thing. I mean, it's really important to us to give back and to be involved in initiatives with veterans. We have the U.S. Opens coming up, and we have the opportunity where we'll be sponsoring, one of the sponsors for the military outpost, where military members are going to be coming and attending, and they'll have a place where they can stop and eat, and just making something like that accessible, and also showing appreciation to our local military and heroes. So important to us. Community initiatives such as education, particularly with careers in construction, anything that has to do with education or children. We try to look for those opportunities and just get involved in those in little ways. Sometimes they're just little things, but those are great partnerships for us. I recently toured Goodwill. They have a phenomenal program over there.
Yes.
I was so impressed. I'm sure you've talked to someone from there, but it's amazing. I mean, if you've ever known someone who's a caregiver, whether they have someone in their family who's sick or who is deteriorating, with dementia, they're older, or someone who has to take care of someone who has some kind of special needs in some way. A lot of times all the focus is on the person who has cancer or on the elderly person who we need to get them situated into a certain living situation, but they forget about the caregiver, and a lot of times they're the ones who get sick. They're the ones who, we've even known situations where they go first, and it's just they're carrying a tremendous amount of stress. So much respect for that program and what they do. So any little ways that we can support initiatives like that in our community, it's really important. So I feel like just getting out to lots of things, and like I said, Women's Chamber and the Colorado Springs Chamber, Hispanic Chamber, all these different things, and just meeting so many people and finding ways to partner and to communicate our message. And it's amazing how many people, the Colorado Springs business community is very strong.
Yes, it is.
Incredibly supportive. So,
very relational.
Very relational.
Yeah.
Which is so nice. I mean, because then it doesn't just feel like business. It doesn't feel icky. Like at the end of the day, you feel really good about you genuinely just care about each other, and you want to help one another to grow professionally and personally, and that's great. So
it's funny you say that, because my daughter Esther, she's out in Dallas, she's my oldest, and she's like, Mom, you need to move to Dallas. And I'm like, heck no. I love Colorado Springs, and Colorado Springs loves me. And she just doesn't get it. But if you lived here, we get it, because we're in business.
Right.
Yeah.
It is. It's a unique community in that way. And after being home for so many years, we mentioned that I homeschooled. So, I'd been home I was a teacher for about a year, and then I retired because I had my first. And I was home for, a good 25 years, over 10 of that homeschooling.
Oh, my.
And so very just devoted to all of that, classes and activities and all of the things. And organizing, coordinating. So to jump in after, I know there was even one day Mike asked me as I was bookkeeping, he said, did you go to college? Like, he wasn't sure. I was like, yeah, I did. I went to college. So it's so funny. Like, you at this point in your life, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're coming in, you're reinventing yourself.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I do business development. There are people who to go to school for these things. I went to school for biology, but here I am. So it really helped when my kids were dissecting frogs. I could definitely help with the lab report. I was great at math, because I taught math. But anyway, it's just so all that translates over. But everyone's been so welcome in the business community after me being home for so many years. And Mike is very supportive. I have still a lot of flexibility in my schedule because my kids, I still have two at home, so that comes first.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
being able to be involved.
Yeah. And I see you navigate this community, the consistency, right? That's where we gain a following, we gain influence in the community, we become consistent in what we're doing. It's almost feels like everyone knows you, Jennifer. I was like, what the? I've been doing this a year year and a half with this guy, and she's already made these inroads where people know her across many influential spaces and etc. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. I think you just take the time to talk to people. We did a sunset meet and greet last year. Lola was there. We had rebranded we always had a residential and commercial division, but we had rebranded Legacy Custom Home by Casco. And so after everyone left, Lola stayed and we talked till probably 10 at night. And so it's just, that's amazing. She has an incredible story. And so just to take the time, I think sometimes to talk with people, and then that's so important. I know I appreciate it. So
yeah, congratulations though.
Yeah,
receive that because you've done an amazing job.
Yeah.
She's not done.
Yeah.
just getting started.
Just getting
started.
Getting started.
So is your footprint just in Colorado Springs, or do you go all the way up to Denver?
Yeah, we're actually working in Johnstown right now, which is by Fort Collins. We're doing a couple jobs down in Canyon City and Pueblo.
Oh, okay.
Building a new house in Divide, and working in Calhan. So for
All
now.
over.
Yeah.
But the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Love that.
Yeah. Do you know Elite Roofing?
I do.
It's my son's company.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to connect then.
Yeah.
I got to connect them with our estimating team.
Yeah. This is his 18th year.
That's awesome. God bless me.
Yeah.
We can have him come to our vendor meet and greet.
No, seriously, we have something that Jennifer helped me establish, and it's been a raving success that other GCs don't do in town. We have a party, and we invite our subcontractors. We feed them. We get ideas from them. We share our growth ideas with them.
Wow.
Any vendors or any agencies that are helping us with insurance, or we expose them to that. So we want them to be tip of the spear with us as well.
That's incredible. We
So
need to
super
do our
cool.
HUD campaign there.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Would we be welcome to do
Of
that?
course.
Have you
Yeah, of
seen
course
our
you
HUD
can.
campaign that we do?
No,
We have
do you have
not.
to tell us
Yeah,
about
so we pop up randomly at different events like that.
Oh, fun.
And hugs are medicinal. So the last one we did last week was the Silver Key event at Great
For
Wolf
the
Lodge.
senior. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Oh, that's super cool.
And in the summertime, we do it in front. We're going to go in front of the courthouse again, which is so powerful.
Wow.
I mean, we had 98% receival rate of hugs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
there's a lot going on at the court.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Emotions. I mean, on their face. I mean,
Yeah.
they are
Major
just
life
like,
events,
yes, please give me a
for
hug.
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
about to go into court.
Yeah.
That's
Or they come out and things went well.
Yeah.
And they're ready to. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Or even if they go badly, right? Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
We put
great.
a banner up like the one behind you here, but
Yeah.
it says free hugs.
Yes. Yeah, our Bank of Colorado bought it for us.
Yeah,
So
they
at the
sponsored
bottom, we put Bank of Colorado, of course, as
Oh,
our
that's super
sponsor
cool.
banner
Yeah.
person.
That's
but,
awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know, I got to do a shout out since you mentioned Trevin over there at Bank of Colorado.
Yeah.
Ah,
He's doing great.
Is that your bank too?
Well, he's been working with us on some projects.
Okay.
And he's been doing a really great job.
has it?
Yeah.
Shout out, Ben, Colorado.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Darian.
Doing Dark Al.
I don't want to ruin your script, but before I forget, something that the Lord just spoke to me about. If you have any T-shirts that says "Be encouraged," I'd love to take them with me, or anything that you have. I'm going to Ethiopia in November, and we're doing a mission. We're building an orphanage there. Wow. We built a medical facility last year, and this year orphans are taking care of orphans, and they need help. So we're going to be working with children over there. I'd love to put a T-shirt on them. They love that stuff. And to describe to them what it is to be
Yes.
encouraged. I mean, I think it would have such.
I think they give out
value.
all the free hugs when you get down there.
Yes. Yes. We roll around with those kiddos.
Oh,
So cool.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can definitely get them some
Yeah.
swag for that.
Yeah.
Or
I'll take some
something.
pictures for you.
Absolutely, that would be incredible.
powerful.
We would love to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, partner with you there. That is so awesome, huh?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. You know, Robert Frost wrote a quote, and I just love asking people this because to me it's just one of the great quotes in American history. Said I should be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. What is your road less traveled?
Go first.
That's a great. I'm going first. You know, I didn't used to take the road less traveled. You know, even though I did things the hard way, I felt, but I would take the common road, and I feel that I am taking the road less traveled, and it's a much fulfilling road these days. And you meet the most amazing people on that road.
Yes,
100%. It's a narrow gate.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
100%.
Yeah, man. No wonder you cried.
I know.
I'm not gonna. You're the only one. I don't think I ever saw you. We've been doing this a long time.
Yes,
I don't
we
think
have.
I've ever seen you cry
2.5 years.
on this show like that. That was so moving. Look what you did to her.
I'm sorry. I used to make women cry. I don't do it
In a
anymore.
bad way, probably. Heartbreaker. Heart-throbbing cowboy. Sorry, ladies.
Well, now that you mention that.
Yeah. Lucky Christy, though.
You know, it's funny. My daughter, she's in New York right now. She's striking it out on her own in New York. And she would say, "Gosh dang it, Dad. You never cried at my graduation, but you watch American Idol and you cry at those people's
Oh,
funerals." It comes out somehow.
Ooh, yeah.
It means you got a good heart.
Yeah, your heart's been changed, right?
Yeah.
It's been changed.
Yeah, that's so incredible.
Yeah.
Amen.
What is your journey there? Because, you know, every time I see someone that homeschools, first thing that comes to my mind is Christian. You know, because people apart from Christ just don't see. You know, I know I'm making a blanket statement, so if you're homeschooling, you're not a Christian, bravo. I don't mean to diminish you, but most homeschoolers are Christians.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
It is true. Most everyone that I've met, they are. And I would definitely say that's been my road less traveled. But it's so funny. So many people would say to me, "I don't know how you are doing that when I was in the middle of it, or you did that." But there are so many resources now. I did not do it alone. I mean, they had amazing. They rode horses at the time. They had an amazing horse coach. I mean, these are all people who have made a lasting impression on them and helped with their formation. And we used a lot of online resources, a lot of online classes where it was really cool because they would have class once a week. But what that meant was they had to come ready for class, and then they had the rest of the week to say, okay, these are my assignments. So they had to time manage out. So college for them was a really easy transition because they learned to be disciplined, self-motivated, time management. It's very much a college format, and it's just huge for life. So I think that's the biggest thing is just that road less traveled and just teaching them life skills. They all know how to cook and do their laundry, and I think a lot of that's lost. They know how to write cursive. That's lost.
What a novel idea.
And just always encouraging them to, to think for themselves, because as Christians, like we should really like understand who we are and what we believe and why we believe what we believe. So that, that just involves thinking and asking the questions and having the conversations, and it's not just this is what I tell you to believe, so this is what you do. It's their journey, it's their relationship.
That's right.
So that's really important.
So what advice would you give to those mothers out there who are in the thick of it with teens and all the things? Because you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt to prove it.
At one point, I had teenagers and I had toddlers, and I thought I'd love to write a book, teens and toddlers, because they're very similar. And I don't mean that, but they are. They are. They're very willful. Just one has access to a car, one does. But they're just, so it's all about that will. I think the biggest thing as a mom, honestly, is just to give yourself a lot of grace, because you're never going to go to bed at night and say, I did an awesome job. I'm the best mom. You're just not.
Yeah.
You're always going to be reflecting on the day and saying, I could have done this, and this better. I could have handled this situation better. So I think just honestly giving yourself grace, giving your kids grace, talking is really important in our family. I'm very grateful that the kids all, they talk to me about all kinds of things. Sometimes I'm like, that's a lot of information, but I'm really grateful for that. So I think just giving yourself a lot of grace, and that, thank God at the time I wasn't into it's only been with my business development job that I've gotten, I'm on social media, but honestly, just don't worry about being the Pinterest mom and getting into all of what people see and what you see, because you're only seeing what they show you.
Yeah.
And that's you're not seeing the messy bun and the laundry everywhere and
Exactly.
It's just not reality. So
Yes.
just be really patient with yourself and love, it's all great. So it's a journey.
Now my grandson just graduated from Colorado School of Mines.
Oh, congratulations.
Last Friday. Yeah, and and I'm proud of that. I am, but he has no if he's looking at this, I'm just going to out him. He has no relationship with Christ. Right? And my daughter had him when she was 16 years old, and she did. My kids are incredibly accomplished. They really are. Who knows where that came from? I don't know. I'm not, but they are incredibly accomplished. All three of them are C-suite executives in business and doing amazing work. But how does people frame these things? What are you guys' thoughts? Because we say, oh, my kid went to Harvard or Yale or MIT and all these upper crust schools and et cetera. But we often are putting our kids in spaces that are totally the opposite, counter to what Christ teaches us and what way that we want to live and what's truly important. What are your thoughts about exposing our kids to these places that really have nothing to do with Jesus?
Man, that's a tough. First of all, I'd like to correct you. You are very accomplished. I don't sit with anybody just all the time. I value my time, and I gravitate to you like many people gravitate to you because you have a belief, and you carry yourself with faith. And
Thank you.
So if that isn't an accomplishment, then I don't know what is. So please give yourself some grace.
All right.
Yeah.
Grace.
Yes. So the question is, what do we think about these organizations, these agencies that, man, just pray for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the enemy just works in a lot of different places. They're always trying to distract, steal, kill, and destroy.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you something that was told to me by my C12 brothers and sisters. C12 is a Christian CEO group that I'm part of.
I know them.
Just a great. We want to have you as a guest, but no, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Once I got saved, I became very saddened that none of my kids were saved as well. And I have great kids, super great kids. Even Eric, who's in jail right now, he's a great kid. He's got such a great heart. But you know what? They just said, you just model what it is to be Christ-like. And you don't worry, because God will figure that out. You just live your life and you model what it is to be a good father, good husband, or everything that you read in the Bible. And my daughter, she'll be being baptized here in the next month or so.
Aww.
Yeah. And that's just the first one, my youngest one.
Yeah.
You know, and I went on a father-son retreat with my other son, Michael, and he was just asking really good questions, you know, and that's just that interest, you know.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts. So it's the same thing with you. What may happen now is not his story.
It's not the end, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And to graduate from the School of Mines, hello,
Yeah.
you know, regardless of what was possibly taught to him or what influences, those influences will only last so much, you know. They're going to combat against good stuff that you're putting in your grandson's head, so just keep fighting the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
hopeful. Yeah. I feel like a lot of us lose our kids to these things that on the surface have a semblance of good, because how can you not be proud? He's a mechanical engineer now, right? And he's a very smart kid, and we're very, very proud of him. But at the same time, you know, this is temporary stuff. eternity, right, is what hangs in the balance. So we need to pray for our kids, our grandkids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and continue to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that made my heart feel better. Thank you. Yes, you're so smart.
Okay, I'll give myself grace.
There we go.
Thank you.
Yes, on that, Mike.
See, back at you there.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Right. Well, this is a wonderful
Yes, this
conversation.
is
What do you have to ask these
Well, I
folks?
knew when this beauty queen walked in, it was going to be great. Sorry, I didn't know you yet, Mike.
Yeah, we are going to open up the doors because we really do want Christy to come on our show.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Well,
You've got to hear Christy's story. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Her
is
journey
it?
with her, just with her children and with whole kids, and so she's
She's kind of a fashionista, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I seen that woman, man, she is like
Decked
decked
out.
I built your shoe closet. I know
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
Imelda Marcos, eat your heart out.
I
brick
got
by
a
brick or
wife.
shoe by shoe. Whichever you want to say.
I got a wife that tops you.
Yes.
She is. I've never seen her not. I mean, she's got great
Top
fashion
notch.
sense.
I
She
can't wait to
does.
meet her.
She's great.
Yeah, like you. Yeah, she's like you. I bet you guys would really.
I don't have a shoe closet like that. But
No. But you got great fashion sense.
Thank
You
you.
know, even though you were raised
He
in the
says
hood.
because I'm a white girl. He's like, for a white girl, you got really good fashion sense. So I'm like, okay, Frank, wait till I have money. Then
You
you'll see
ain't
my
seen
fashion.
nothing yet, right?
Because I do have taste.
But John, I'm sorry, brother, we brought it out.
Yeah.
But you already know the deal
Yeah.
with her, so yeah.
Who knows? All right. Well, it is that time to encourage the world. So, Mike, I'm going to start with you. If you wouldn't mind, as you know, our mission is to infuse hope and encouragement to the world. So we want to give you a moment to do just that. If you can look at that camera and encourage the world and then let them know how to reach you.
You know, anybody listening, just don't worry. You know, life is just, you're going to get up in the morning, you're going to have stresses, pay bills, get the kids to school, retirement, that seems to be on my shoulders these days. At the end of the day, it's all going to figure itself out. And just have an attitude of gratitude. Just love what you have. And if it isn't much, love it, you know. And if you have a project that you need an idea about, whether it's a home or a home addition, or if you know your dentist needs more room and he needs some additional space, Casco Construction, cascocc.com. We believe in our clients' expectations and what they want, and you won't be disappointed.
No, you won't.
Awesome. Thank you.
No pressure. Here we
Encourage
go.
the world.
I think I just want to speak to all the moms out there and just encourage you, no matter what station you're at in life. Obviously, I've got kids at lots of different stations, just to give yourself a lot of grace with where you're at today. And I used to say when the kids were younger, I'd call my mother-in-law and I'd say, "Oh, I've gotten nothing done." She'd say, "Did you feed the kids? Did you do this? Did you do that?" All the basic necessities. And she said, "You've done a lot today. You've done the important things." So I think just don't worry about the lists. They're going to be there, and spend the time with them, and also just give them grace, because like we've talked about, we've talked about kids going to some higher institutions, and maybe your child's pathway is not. Maybe it's technical school, or maybe it's the military, or maybe they're going to go out into the workforce. Or on the other side of that, maybe they're not going to church, or to the church you want them to go to. Just honestly, just love them where they're at, and it's their journey, and just be there for them consistently, and just let them sort it out, and it'll all be great. And the most important thing is just that you're solid for them, and you have that relationship with them. They know you're there. So
Mic drop, Jennifer Gusty.
Must be that Carolina blue you're wearing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my, what a rich and
Yeah.
conversation today with these two amazing humans that we got the opportunity to hear from.
Yes. Now I see why you were gushing after seeing them.
Yeah. He's already. I don't get to spend much time with him, but he and I talk on LinkedIn and stay connected, do that and etc. But he's already one of my favorite humans in this community.
I can see why.
I think we're true brothers from
Yes,
another mother.
we are.
Yeah.
We are. Indeed. Be encouraged. Show with Frank and Lisa. Show number 1 comes to an end. We'll be back in a few with show number 2. You see how that rhymes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's almost a wrap.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, it is a wrap.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at BeEncouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make Gerald a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make Gerald a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Welcome back to the Be Encouraged Show. I'm Frank.
I'm Lisa.
And we love having humans and stories and uncovering stuff and just having a good time. And we have some amazing people on the afternoon show today. But thank you very much to our platinum sponsor, Casco, for our show. They offer pay what you can consultations to undersourced entrepreneurs and empower you to leverage AI agents to penetrate the noisy market and increase your sales. So visit Casco.com to learn more and check out the flyer that we left for you guys. You can take that with you because Casco is a great company. Remember, pay what you can consultation.
Did you say pay what you can
I
consultation?
said pay what you can.
Oh my gosh, what a concept.
Unbelievable. It really is.
All right, now's my favorite part. We get to introduce the guests.
Indeed.
Do you want to start with Miranda?
I do.
Okay.
Miss Bedburdick.
That's correct.
Miranda Bedburdick.
That's me.
What a name.
What a
First
name,
of
yeah.
all.
It's original. It's
Yes.
German.
Yes.
Oh my. Yeah, we met her at Angels of America's Fallen Gala. She was there looking as beautiful as she does today.
Love the crown.
No, you'd have to try not to.
Yeah. She's glowing.
Nice.
You are stunning. Please.
Miranda is Miss Black Pikes Peak 2025. She is a passionate advocate for wellness and community empowerment. With a background in music, cosmetology, and nonprofit work, she promotes her platform, Movement is Freedom, Strength is Power, which uplifts Black voices through fitness, healing, and joy. Welcome, Miranda.
Thank you so much for having me.
Indeed.
And to her right is Miss Monica, is it Kelly?
Thank
Selly. Okay. Monica Selly, founder of Polka Dots and Curry, a wellness-focused venture that combines authentic Indian cooking with holistic health practices. Based in Colorado Springs, she offers interactive cooking classes, wellness coaching, and mindfulness workshops designed to promote nourishment, balance, and well-being. Originally from Chandigarh, India, Monica's mission is to help others live healthier, more mindful lives through the healing power of food and intentional living.
Welcome.
Amazing.
Yeah. Now, how incredible was that?
Yeah.
Right? We are so glad to have you both here. Lisa, I'm going to allow you to start the conversation today because both of these people move and navigate in a space that's really germane to a lot of work that you do. You believe in being healthy.
Yes.
She works out, takes care of herself. She's beautiful, isn't she?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so does all that.
See why I hang out with him?
Because I'm the one that tells her the truth about it. Right, yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, so go.
Yeah, okay. So, Miranda, let's start with you, my dear.
Alrighty.
So tell us a little bit about where you're from, growing up, all the things.
Okay, so I am from right here, born and raised in
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, autograph right here.
Yes, I'm a native. as they call it. I grew up here in the same neighborhood. I grew up in the southeast part of Colorado Springs. I've always been a part of the community. I've done like Girl Scouts and things like that. I've joined the Boys and Girls Club. I did sports. I did bands.
Where you go to high school?
I went to James Irwin.
Oh, yeah.
The charter school.
Oh, the charter school?
Are you military family or no?
My parents are military, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. My parents are prior Army.
Okay.
I kind of took that with me. Also, I did some nonprofit work. I worked for Mount Carmel for a little bit, and they focus on veteran advocacy as well.
Oh, yeah, we love what they do.
Yes. I was, I didn't even know they existed for a while. And then I started working there. I was like, wow, this is great.
The resources and the give back is huge in this military community.
And everyone who works there is great, too. I know most of them personally, and they have a heart of gold there.
So you know Linda Sink?
Yes, I know Linda. Yes. I love Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda. Love you. Yeah, I love Linda. She's awesome. She is amazing. Yeah.
Well, the most, I know people on the other side of that camera, and they're looking, going, how does a black woman have a last name Bedburdick?
I all the time. It's my dad's last name. So
He's not a black guy?
he is.
Is he?
He is half black. Yes.
Oh, half black, half black, half German.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We actually just found his birth father in the last year.
Oh, what?
So my dad was adopted. So he grew up adopted to somebody else. In Germany, it was illegal for his parents to be together. So I think one of them ended up going to jail. They got separated, and so he just recently,
because they were interracial.
Yes, in other countries overseas, that was looked down upon back then.
I heard something similar last year, but now I can. It's making more sense.
Yes.
Now you meet someone that actually had it.
Exactly.
And so when I was really young, my dad got to meet his mom's side of the family. So he met a whole bunch of his siblings, his mom. And so that was really cool. And then just in the past year, he figured out who his dad was. He passed away, unfortunately. But we got to meet the dad's whole side of the family. And so I've gained a whole new side of my family in the past year. So that's been really awesome. But yes, his mom is from Germany. So that's where we got the last name from. He had to take that last name when he went into the military. So that's how I ended up with that last name.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm having crown envy. Did they give that crown to you when you won, or did you get the crown separate, or what?
So you do have to pay for the crown and sash on your own.
Okay.
But one of my lovely friends sponsored the crown for me.
Aww.
Yes. Shout out to Demetrius. He's great.
Love it.
But yes, they make you pay for the crown and sash, but everything else, hopefully, you can get sponsored. So that is the goal.
Yeah.
So what do you think you did that tipped you over as the winner? What was it?
I don't know. I think just the way that I connect with my community, I am a native here. I've connected to so many different kinds of people, from children all the way up to the homeless veteran population, to teachers, to students. I've met so many different kinds of people. And so I think just being able to connect with different populations in the area, I've had so many memories with people, so much history, I've put into the community. And so I think that kind of puts me at a little bit of an advantage when it comes to the, part of it is the community. That's how part of it is what you're getting judged on, how you help people. And so,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I come from the black homeless community.
Oh, yes.
I was a veteran and homeless in Acacia Park downtown.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I came here. Yeah.
Wow. How long ago was that?
Oh my, it's 42 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was a different Colorado back then.
It was a different Colorado. Yeah. Yeah, so thank you for the work that you do.
Oh, of course. I feel very strongly, about veteran and homelessness. To me sounds like an oxymoron.
It should be.
So I'm
But the mental health, that's the
part
big
of it.
part of it.
Yes. There are so many resources, but I think there's always room for improvement. I think we could always do better.
Is.
So.
Yeah. For me, it was just linking back to the way I grew up. All of that flooded in, and it became a space where I didn't think I deserved. That I thought, I grew up in abject poverty, so I thought that's what I was supposed to live, and etc. But thankfully, someone came by and gave me a hand up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep, changed my life.
And sometimes that's all it takes. And
Yep.
look where you are now. So,
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hand up.
that's
So,
why I want to do what I want to do. You
Yes.
know, that's what everybody needs. I think just a hand up. You know, some people will take the handouts, but I think most people would do a little bit better with just a little
Yeah.
boost of encouragement. You know.
Yeah.
Are you an only child?
I am not. So I have a younger brother. He just turned 25 this year. He turned 25
How old are
in
you?
April. I'll be 27 next week.
Okay.
On the 27th.
So 2 years apart.
Yes, it's my golden birthday next week.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Are you guys close?
Relatively close. You know, we grew up still teasing each other like
yeah.
siblings do, for sure. But yeah, we still live together, so I
do
see
you?
him every day.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. You are pretty close
We're pretty
then.
close physically.
Both
Yeah.
physically close, even if not emotional.
Love him.
Lucky.
Yeah, being Oh, I'm so intrigued by your journey, my friend. Yeah, Monica. Yeah, Monica Selle is here. Thank you for on short notice agreeing to come here.
Yes.
Thank you.
on
Thank
our
you for
platform.
having me.
Absolutely. We had a great conversation at UCCS the night that I had an opportunity to meet you.
I missed that event that
I
night.
know,
Yeah.
It was a wonderful event.
Yeah, I heard. It was
Yeah.
good.
Very
Her
well
husband made
organized.
sure she took her butt home. Right? Can I see you? I can see John's face now. Is there a chance I can see
Yeah.
you?
I have to balance family and the show.
Yeah.
My wife don't care. Get out.
Yeah, she's like, bye.
It's just us two, right? Right, yeah.
She's like, I got the cats to snuggle with.
That's right. See you later, alligator. So tell us your story, my friend.
Yes, Monica, where are you from?
I'm from India. I was born there in Punjab, and I was there till I got married and moved here back in 2007.
Was it a fixed marriage or did you choose him?
It's so we found each other through matrimonial website, Indian matrimonial website. So we talked on phone and we exchanged emails. Back then there were no smartphones or video
Right.
Yes,
calling,
right.
so it was a very traditional way of communication, email, and then when we were comfortable enough we started talking on phone, and then 2 months later he decided to flew to India. My husband was working here in Colorado Springs. I was in Chandigarh. I was working there, and then he decided to fly, and we met within 10 days of our meeting. We got married.
You beat me 4 months.
10 months. I'm still to I'm yet to meet somebody who can beat this.
Right.
But see, when we were talking, when we were communicating, whether through emails or phone calls, we were being very honest. We were both looking for the right partner, and so we were just very, very honest, you can say.
Yeah.
And you knew what you wanted.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
knew what he wanted, I knew what I wanted, and when we met, so there was an instant, connection.
Yes.
Because we could see that it's the same person.
Yes.
So
That's
why
awesome.
Beautiful.
that's how it happened all so fast.
What does he do?
He's a software engineer.
Oh, my husband is
software
too.
engineer.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They make good choices.
Thank you. Thank you.
That shows really how smart they
Yes,
are, right?
So yeah, but he's also from India, but he moved here in 2000 for work. He got a work assignment here,
Yeah.
so he moved here, and then we got married in 2007. He came back. I got my visa. I was here 1 month later after our marriage. I was here. New country, new city,
Oh
new
my.
husband, new friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything was all new and different for me.
Yeah.
It was a different, in the beginning it was a cultural shock because
Yes.
it was a cultural shock, but then thanks to my husband and he slowly helped me with the
integrate.
cultural,
Yeah, kind of acclimate to everything.
right?
Did you speak English then?
Yeah.
You had already
yeah.
spoke English.
They're
Oh,
taught
okay.
as a child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In India, you have to learn, I think, 3 languages. Yes.
I wish America did that. We're behind.
English, because it's a global language.
Yes.
So you
Language.
learn English right from kindergarten. You are learning English. Then you are learning one of the regional languages, and you are learning Hindi also. Hindi is not like the national language, I would say, but it is spoken in so many
Yeah.
states in India. So
Yeah.
Hindi is also taught. And then the third language is your local language. So I grew up learning 3 different languages, and many kids my age, they have learned at least three different languages. It's
that
not
is so
that just
awesome.
I learned 3 languages. That's very normal.
Very
there.
normal.
Yeah.
Do you have kids?
Yeah, we have 2 boys. One will be 17 this July 4th. The other one is 12 and a half.
12 and a half.
Yeah.
Aw.
6th
Yeah.
grader and a junior.
Yeah.
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 Life is full for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
and busy.
Yes.
Yes.
So integrating, because gosh, we really take it for granted, right? That because typically an average American stays in America, doesn't the shock. How was that? I mean, how long did it take you to feel comfortable here?
When I say shock, that means that I was really surprised by the different, cultural
Yeah.
nuances. But I have a very high adjustment quotient, I like to say. I was at home within few weeks because, my husband, he had a whole, I would say at that time, especially the kitchen, food is the main part, right? He himself is a very good cook. So I was at home when I saw the kitchen, fully set up, and so that's how I got into cooking also later on. But then I met his friends. He had a mixed group of friends, mostly American, and a couple of them were Indian. But slowly I learned, this is how it was different. When you are out of America, like people outside America, they have a different, I would say, idea about how Americans live and how they behave, right? But once you move here, you realize, when you start interacting with people, Americans, you realize that they are good people.
Yes.
They are just like us,
Yes.
but they have a different culture, and
Yes.
you can pick the good parts and you can leave the
Bad
what you
parts.
don't like. And it's true for all
Any
cultures, right?
Yeah.
What you like about my culture, you appreciate that, and if you don't like something about my culture, it's fine.
You can cook for me anytime.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love your food.
India. Yes.
Yeah. What I love is your perspective.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
because many people won't adopt that as perspective. They'll look and say, my culture is the only thing.
Yeah.
It's better than yours. And it's not, it's just different.
You got to celebrate the differences,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's right. We
Yeah.
have to celebrate the
Yes.
differences,
Yeah.
and nobody is perfect.
No.
Nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
We should never aim for perfection.
Yeah.
Just accept who you are and what others are. Everybody is on a
Yes.
different, path.
Yeah,
And
you're
just
so
respect
wise.
that.
Listen
That's
to
so
you.
important.
Yeah.
I could listen to you all day.
Yeah.
You're so wise.
Yeah,
You are.
it's true.
And people need to, that's exactly what we need to do in humanity.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for being in our city
Oh,
and being in our country and being a part of us.
thank you.
Thank you.
It's
really.
been a, I would say, it's been good. I mean, this city has been good to me, and I have made some very good friends, both Indian as well as non-Indians.
Yeah.
So, as I said, people are different, and it's good to,
Yeah. Yeah.
meet
You find out
different
how
people.
similar we actually
How
end up being.
similar we are,
Yeah.
And when I started my cooking classes, I got to meet so many people, and food was connecting us. Food connects us.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's why we eat so much. I work out to eat.
So food is the universal language we all speak.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So you get to. I still get to meet so many different people, but one thing we have in common is food.
Mm-hmm.
They come to my cooking classes to learn Indian food.
Yeah.
So that alone is enough, sufficient for me to interact with them. But they bring their own stories and so much. I learn from them a lot. Every cooking class, I learn something new, something different, and that's just amazing. And I love interacting with my cooking students, and as I said, it's been a wonderful journey so far.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and trace this journey of yours into what you're doing today. But before that, I want to flip back to you, Miss Beautiful Lady.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. You are, right? You need to own that.
Obviously. She's wearing the crown to prove it, Frank. Go, Miranda.
But I was not always like that. That's for sure.
Tell us that story.
Yeah, tell us that story.
I mean, Colorado is not really known for its black population, that's for sure. And so I grew up, the only other black people I really saw was my family. And they were, not the greatest to me. They weren't super mean, but, I was kind of the oddball. I was the one who was a little bit more plumper than everyone. I was a little bit strange. I didn't have the same hobbies as everyone. So I was kind of, left out a little bit. Left me questioning, questioning myself, my abilities, stuff like that. And so I go to school where there's not really anybody who looks like me. And I'm like, okay, I'm still smart. I have a personality, I have all these other great features, but when you're a kid, sometimes, kids don't really care about the things that adults care about. They think, oh, you look weird, you talk weird, you're different, I don't want to talk to you. And so I grew up kind of internalizing that, my hair is not like everyone else's. My skin is not like everyone else's. I literally dreamed of looking anything other than how I look. And so I was like, wow, that was really hard,
Yeah.
I grew up having crushes on people, but they have crushes on someone who looks completely opposite of me. And so that kind of plummeted. I didn't have anybody really pouring into me, kind of showing me how to show up as my best self. I just was kind of raised you do what you have to do, and that's it. There was no time for hair and makeup and outfits and that type of thing. And also with uniforms, you can only express yourself so much. They're very strict, you got to dress a certain way. Which I totally understand, especially with kids, they can be mean, and if you don't have the coolest shoes or whatever, they, that's another thing. So I definitely grew up with my sense of expression, sense of self kind of stifled a little bit. And so by the time I got to college, I was like, oh, I can spread my wings now. I lived in the dorms. I was my own person, first time really being away from home. And so
Where was this?
I went to CC Pueblo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. I went for their music program initially. And that honestly changed my perspective completely on my self-worth. I ended up being around a lot of really great supporting people. I had a great mentor, great supervisors. I had met some great friends at the time who every time I saw them, it was yes, Miranda, you're so beautiful and gorgeous and amazing and smart and all of these things, it was constant. It was every time I saw my friend, they were always excited to see me, always hyping me up, always encouraging me, supporting me, and so I was like, wow, that was definitely a shift from a place where people kind of just, tolerated me. It felt like, oh, she's there, she's, we don't hate her, but, we don't celebrate her either. That's kind of how it felt.
Right.
And so I go to college, and it's complete 180.
And you're seen.
I'm seen, I'm celebrated, I'm encouraged, It was so healing. It was so healing, especially, in college, there's a lot of resources you can use, especially when it comes to mental health. And I didn't know anything about mental health before I got to college. And so I got to use those resources as well. And that really changed, I think, the trajectory of my self-view, my academics, just everything about my life. I don't know.
Talk more about that, the mental health and resources that you use to help yourself in college.
So my very first year, I didn't know anything about campus resources. I was kind of going to school. I was putting 16 credit hours, which was a lot. And when you're a music major, all the credits are like half a credit or like one credit. So I'm taking so many classes, so many rehearsals. And I was overwhelmed, and I didn't, like, there was a lot of times I was skipping class. I didn't have time to make friends. I had one friend who was kind of not the greatest of friends. But through her, I actually met someone who ended up being a good friend of mine for a while, too. And so I think just, like, reaching out to people at first and just making friends kind of helped me, like, build myself up, because I was, like, not having fun my first year. This was hard. It was overwhelming. I didn't want to be there. And so I was even telling my mom, like, this was really hard. You know, I didn't want to do that. She ended up telling the whole family I wanted to drop out of college.
Oh, great. Thanks, Mom.
Which was not exactly true. You know, I was having a hard time adjusting, you know, but I ultimately wanted to stick it out. I wanted a degree. You know, I liked being there. I liked being on campus. And so I did try to stick it out, and I did for, you know, the next year. I applied to be an RA, a resident assistant. And initially I didn't get the job, and so I kind of was like, well, I'm not going back to college. You know, I can't pay for the housing and all that. I didn't know how to pay for it. Over the summer I get a call. And they're like, hey, somebody who was going to take the job didn't take it. Would you like it? And I was like, yes. Oh, my God, yes. I was so excited. I was like, I can go back to school. You know, I got this cool job. It'll help me connect connect me with resources, connect me with other people on the campus. And so I start that next year. And part of the training as an RA is you learn about everything on the campus. And all of this stuff I had no idea about in my first year. My first year I was so, like, misguided. I had no idea what was going on. And so second year, I'm like, wow, I didn't know that I'm paying for all of this stuff. Like, I didn't know we had all of these resources, including, like, mental health services. And so I was like, well, let me, like, you know, take a visit over there, ask around, see who's been over there. I had a supervisor at the time who, you know, knew some of the psychologists personally. And she was like, yeah, if you just go over there and talk to Beth, she'll help you. And I was like, I'm scared. Like, you know, I don't know what to expect. Like, what if I go in there and say I'm sad and they try to, like, put me in a straitjacket?
Yeah,
I was like,
don't know.
I
There's
don't know.
Stigma
Yeah, there is. It's a huge stigma. I had no idea about it. And so I had somebody walk me over there themselves and introduce me to everybody. And it was such a, like, warm and welcoming environment, you know, so accepting. And I was like, oh, I don't even know what, like, all of my fears had completely gone away. I forgot that I was even scared, you know. And so I ended up talking to her. I didn't have an appointment or anything, but I ended up talking to the lady for, like, an hour. And I was like, wow, like, I'm sorry to take up your time. And she was like, you didn't take up any of my time. Like, that's literally what I'm here for, you know. And so I was like, oh, that's so, like, encouraging to hear, you know. And so from then on, I continued to go to the office, and I got to, you know, see, you know, who I fit with best. So eventually I ended up with a consistent therapist that I got to see, I think, every couple of weeks or so. You know, college was a little busy, but eventually I was like, wow, I didn't know that, you know, I could just talk about these things. I didn't realize that there were certain things that were, like, you know, part of mental health. You know, I struggled with writing for a long time in school. And so I went to him and I'm like, I really struggle with writing. Like, I can do the math, I can do the science, I can play the music. I spoke Spanish too, like, you know, another language. Writing was not my strong suit. As soon as he told me to do a research paper with the MLA format and the citations, my brain was like, oof, gone. And so I was like, well, you know, that is part of the reason I'm struggling with college so much, is, like, it's all writing, and I really struggle with writing. And so he eventually referred me to the disability office. And I'm like, disability? I'm fine, you know, like, what are you talking about, you know? I mean, I am, but, like, there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, I was like, back then I did not know, like, why he was sending me there. And so I ended up talking to the disability office, like, supervisor. And he is letting me know, like, you know, you might have, like, some kind of, like, learning disability, but, you know, you also might just need a little bit of extra support, you know, a different type of perspective, way of looking at things. And so me and him got to talking, and I kind of, you know, took what he said, and I went back to the therapist, and I'm like, this is what he said, what do you think? And he was like, I think we can, you know, find something that works for you, you know. And I tried to go tell my family back home. They're like, oh, you're fine, nothing's wrong with you. I didn't say anything was wrong with me. I said, this is what I'm struggling with, you know. And so I noticed that, like, a lot of people kind of have this attitude of, oh, something's wrong with you? And it's like, no, nothing is wrong with me. I just struggle with this area. But, I have all these other strengths. There's no reason to say anything is wrong with me. And so I spent a lot of time after that healing from like a breakup, from my family, from just having a hard time at school in general. And I continued to pursue help with my mental health outside of school when I was finished with that. And so I really used that to like internalize, like, wow, like I struggled with all of these things and I didn't have to. Like I struggled with writing, which is such a huge part of school in general. I struggled with, keeping up like time management, keeping my schedule right, and that's a hard thing for college students. You have to be on time, you have to, manage your time well. And I was like, why am I struggling with this? Like it seems so natural for other people, but not really for me. And so I learned like, oh, it could be ADHD, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, like now I'm like, it's less blaming myself and more like, this is like how my brain works, so I just have to do it differently. And
knowledge is power when it comes to mental health.
And knowing how to apply that knowledge too. Yes.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
It was a journey. I definitely struggled with, feeling like I was smart enough or pretty or anything like that. Growing up, around nobody that looks like me really. Nobody who really sees my strengths.
I know you're part of the city. There is no one that looks like you.
Yeah, I believe that.
Well, and self-discovery is such a beautiful journey if you're willing to do it.
Yes, it gets ugly, and I think that's why people really struggle with it.
It can be,
but we need to
work through it, right?
Yeah, that's part of life. That's part of life.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
No.
There is no light without darkness.
Exactly.
True.
Yes.
I think duality is very important thing that very important concept that I think people should integrate, everything has to be all good and love and light all the time.
No, that's not reality.
That's not.
But anyway, polka dots and curry.
Yes.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, we'll transition to that a little bit because where did this come from? Where did this idea for create, and why did you name it that? Polka dots and curry.
Yeah, that's a question everybody asks me. So I'm qualified to be a high school science teacher, and I have worked as a science teacher back in India also and here also. I did my first master's in botany and then my second master's in counseling. So I am also qualified to be a counselor.
Oh, so she gets the counseling.
When she was sharing her story,
You relate.
I can relate to it.
Yeah.
And I worked as a teacher here, but then I was looking for a more, flexible work option because back then my boys were very young. And you know what? When you are a teacher, you have to be in the building by a certain time and you are there. So I decided to start offering cooking classes in Colorado Springs. And before that, remember when I mentioned that I moved here after marriage, everything was new here. So I started cooking a lot. Like I had no choice also because I like to eat home-cooked food.
Yeah.
And my husband also prefers home-cooked food.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was cooking a lot and people were liking my food. Whenever we would go to potlucks, people would ask for recipes. So I started a blog. That's how it first started. I started a food blog, not very serious about it at that time. I was just, putting all the recipes in one place because instead of sending 10 different emails, okay, this is a recipe for what, liked. So I compiled all the recipes on that blog, and then we had our second baby, and then I was like, I should, work. Look for some work, and then I started guest teaching, and then I got a full-time job, but then it was a little hard. That's when I'm like, okay, I'm qualified to be a teacher, I am qualified to be a counselor, and I'm good at cooking. If I combine this, maybe I can use all three of my skills and passions. So I started offering cooking classes from my home kitchen, all Indian cooking, but offering different options like gluten-free, vegan, and Indian food is naturally gluten-free.
Yes.
You just remove the tortillas,
Yeah.
and it's all you. Instead of that, you have the dish with rice. It's all gluten free.
Yeah. I
And then
can't have the awesome naan bread. I love that bread. I know, right?
But then
I can.
Yeah, he eats it
okay, you come to the food festival. But before
When is that actually?
It's
In
August
August.
2nd.
August 2nd.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
be
come
there.
to that. But so I started offering cooking classes, and something was happening. You know, some of my clients, returning clients, they would tell me that, Monica, my pain is gone, or I'm sleeping better, but I've started eating more Indian food now. So what is happening? So I said, maybe, because you have started eating Indian food more and it's home cooked, you have started using spices also, because Indian spices are, they not just add flavor to the dish, they have some health benefits also. So I said, maybe, those spices are doing their magic. So, but they were asking me about other health, recommendations. So I'm like, I should get some certification before I actually start telling them, okay, eat this, do that.
Yeah.
So I went back to school. I got my certification as integrative nutrition coach.
That's true.
So that I could officially start coaching people on their help them with their wellness goals. And then so my wellness coaching is really it's unique, it's different from what all the noise you hear on social media. I incorporate lots of holistic practices, and of course food is one of the major components. And I don't always tell them to eat Indian food, because some people may not like Indian food, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
So I have meal plans. If you tell me, give me a continental meal plan which has recipes from all over the world, I have a meal plan for that. I have meal plan for somebody who's vegan, or okay, I can eat fish, meat, any kind of meat is fine. I have a meal plan for that, but I make sure that they are very they are healthier recipes. You can eat a pizza as long as you know how to make a healthier pizza at home, right?
Yeah.
Because we can't label food as good or bad. Everything can fit in in moderation and
In
with the right
moderation.
in moderation
Yeah.
and with the right awareness and I would say knowledge, you can eat everything in balance.
Yes.
I can attest to that. I
Yeah.
lost 30 pounds since December.
Really?
Eating whatever I wanted, in moderation.
In moderation.
In moderation.
Lots of Indian food.
So,
Yeah.
so
I
that's
like Indian food.
that's how I like to help my clients. Like, I don't tell them that you stop eating or exclude a food group unless you have a medical
Medical reason. Yeah, right, yeah.
So we can include everything and still enjoy food, have a good relationship with food. And you see, most people these days, they have a very complicated relationship with food,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of the diet
Well,
culture.
they have
and
complicated relationships with everything.
That's true. That is very true.
So that's one thing. And then the food festival, how that started. So through my cooking classes, I was teaching them very typical Indian recipes, and there are some popular Indian recipes. Like, if I ask you, what do you know about Indian? Name one or two Indian foods you like.
I could say naan and curry.
Naan and curry. You said naan.
Definitely curry.
Curry.
All different types of curry.
How about you?
Me too. I would say
Yeah.
curry. I don't know the names.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, because I don't know the names. The only thing I know is when I go to restaurants and
we
there's so
select
many
it.
different things.
Like
yeah.
butter chicken.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I've had that.
Oh.
I can throw that down.
Chicken.
So good.
Tikka masala.
Yes,
depending
yes,
on
yes,
your
yes.
choice.
Yeah.
Vindaloo
So
masala.
those are
Yeah.
vindaloo, right?
Yeah.
So those are some of the most popular dishes. But I have always wanted to share more than what people go and find in the restaurant, because Indian cuisine is so diverse.
Yeah.
We have 29 Indian states, and each state has its own cuisine. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's
that.
like there is a saying that the food and the culture changes every 10 miles in India. Really? No, really.
We need to go to India.
Yes, let's go there. Let's go
Let's go.
together.
You got to get us a speaking engagement.
Yeah,
Yes.
You know, business people,
Okay.
they'll pay for us to go.
Okay.
We'll eat all the food and we'll entertain them.
It's a win-win.
Well, yeah, we infuse hope and encouragement out in India, and they feed
Okay.
us good food.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We have
Yes.
several friends there already.
We do, actually.
One day.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
One day we will do that.
So my idea with the food festival was, my main goal back then was to introduce all those different varieties which are there in Indian cuisine. Indian cuisine is much more than butter chicken and naan.
Yeah.
Right? And through this food festival, my goal was to introduce all those different varieties of Indian food, and of course Indian culture also.
Yeah.
India has a rich cultural
culture.
heritage, right?
Yes, yeah.
So, but the first food festival happened in 2023. It was totally like a food-focused event, and honestly, I thought if we can have 200, 300 people at the event, mission accomplished,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And we rented my kids' elementary school cafeteria, and guess how many people showed up?
More than 200.
More than 200. Yes, for sure.
1,000?
Yes.
Wow.
We had close to 1,000 people who showed up. The venues looked so small,
Yeah.
and I knew that we will have to find a bigger venue
Oh, yeah.
if we want to do it next year. So the next year happened. So this is our third year, and this year we have it. It's like a complete package. You will get to learn about Indian cuisine, but also about other Indian cultural elements like music, like fashion, and other art forms. So we are that's our goal in the long run. It should be a platform where we can share not just Indian cuisine but other
culture.
other cultural
Oh, I
aspects.
love that.
Yeah.
So, are you partnering with other people who are doing the different regions of food cooking?
Yes.
Okay.
So we invite different restaurants, and from Colorado Springs also, and from Denver also, because Denver we have certain restaurants, they serve food which is not easily available in Colorado Springs, and I thought if we have to share different varieties of food, it's okay to invite people from
Absolutely.
Denver, right?
Oh, heck yeah.
Right? So
Why not?
so they bring food, and we give them a menu. So we give them a menu, like, I know your restaurant offers these things, so we will tell them you bring so and so dishes, and so it's a good variety of food, street foods and desserts which are not commonly available at the restaurants. So
Do you have anyone MC this? MC people that go around and
Yeah.
introduce these different people, talk about it during the course of the day, and etc.
At the event.
At the event?
Say that again. I didn't get it.
Like an MC.
MC, yes.
Do you have an MC?
We
That's
do
a
have
person.
MC, but the person is really focused, like he or she is taking care of the cultural program happening on the stage.
Oh.
The MC, you are saying, I am the one. I go to different booths.
Oh,
I talk to the
okay.
vendors.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
what you were asking.
Yeah.
But this
yeah.
year, I want somebody other than me, because it gets busy, and I have to be sometimes,
Yeah.
during the event I have to be at different places.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for somebody else who can.
We'll
That's
do
what
it.
we do.
You are in.
We do.
Yeah, easy that was. That would be a
All you have to do is, you have to go to the vendor, talk to.
Oh, yeah,
them
we know what to
about
do.
it.
Yeah, we
Oh,
MC
yeah.
a
You
lot
don't
of
even need to
events.
ask us.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
work a room like no one's business.
You will be great. I have no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want me if you have a dress for me to wear to look like the culture, I'm totally down.
It's taken care of.
Yay! And him too. Do you have something for him?
Taken care of.
Yeah! So excited!
Or is this free to the public? What?
Yeah.
They're free from 12 to 3:30.
Yeah, VIP is only $10.
Only $10 for
So
VIP.
here's the thing, when we did our first event, we didn't have any VIP thing.
No.
See, you learn as you do
Yes,
things.
you
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in that. You learn and then you get the feedback and apply it to your next event or next whatever project you are doing, right?
Yeah.
You learn from your mistakes, but these were not the mistakes. It was like we were doing it for the first time. We learned so many things. Which
How many people the second event? You had almost 1,000 the first one.
Yeah.
How many people came to number 2, 2024?
It was close to 2,500.
Wow.
And Carrie Ann from KO Photography is going to be the photographer. She's so amazing.
She is.
Yeah. Did you have her last year?
No.
Oh, she's incredible. You're going to
I
love her.
saw her work and I'm like, we need her.
Oh, yeah.
At the
She's
event.
incredible.
Yeah.
So the VIP section is, we incorporated it last year only, and it was really liked by people who wanted to come early when there are no lines, fewer crowds, and eat in quiet and peace.
Oh, yeah.
But last year we also introduced a cultural program where we had Indian dances, we even had a fashion show, and this year also we have cultural program where we will have folk dances from different regions of India, different states, and then we also have live drums, Indian drums playing there.
Cool.
And this time we are not calling it a fashion show, but it's more of a fashion walk where we will be showcasing our national costume outfit of India. That's a sari. I don't know if you have ever heard.
Yeah.
Right? It's a
I'm familiar.
6-yard fabric and you drape it. And each state drapes it differently. And that's what our goal is, to showcase how one similar, single fabric, how you can drape it differently and yet you look so elegant.
Wow.
So it's called I'm not calling it fashion show, it's called Sari Stories.
Yeah, I need to
fly.
Sari Stories draped in culture. And our MCs will be sharing how the sari evolved, and I will be doing a sari fusion round because I like to do some experiments with sari.
Yeah.
But if you want, you can, Lisa, wear a sari.
Whatever you want me in. I'm a good model. I'm size small, so whatever that is. Whatever you think is best.
All right. We will get in.
Yeah, we'll get
touch
together.
with you.
Yes.
Yes. And
All right. Well, it's that time.
Yeah.
We have to-
Unfortunately, great conversation goes quickly.
So as you know, our whole mission is to infuse hope and encouragement to the world.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind looking at the camera and encourage the world, and then let people know how to reach you.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, the whole world. Yeah. All right. If I could say one thing to the whole world to encourage them, it would be to really be okay with yourself. It is really probably the most important thing, I think, to be okay with yourself. I'm not saying you have to love yourself. You don't have to go above and beyond, but to be okay with yourself, because you're all you've got. Be okay with how you feel about yourself, how you dress, how you eat, how you look. You don't have to go above and beyond, but you deserve to be celebrated at least by your own self. So I would encourage the world to be able to do that. You can find me on Instagram at Miss Black Pikes Peak, MISS Black Pikes Peak. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook as Miranda Imani. I'm pretty much on all socials, so you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of that.
Awesome.
I have her number.
Okay, good. Awesome. All right, you're next. Encourage the world.
I loved what she said because that's how I think we should be living our life. Just be you, right? That's what you were trying to say. My message would be that whether you are a homemaker, whether you are a 9 to 5 person or a business person, entrepreneur, try to slow down. We are just running, like, we have our to-do list, we have to mark them off. And I have personally seen that you need to slow down to go fast, to go farther, right? So take moments throughout the day, take those mindfulness breaks, and try to connect with yourself. Those breaks will help you connect, connecting with yourself, and just, just slow down, take pauses, take deep breaths, because we are living in a stressful world.
Yes.
And we have to make our health our priority. Nobody else will do that for you. So you have to take charge of your personal health and well-being, especially mental health. So pausing will, when you take intentional breaks throughout the day, you will see that you are actually getting better. You are giving more than your 100% to your work or whatever task you are doing. So it helps you to be more present also. So slow down, learn to slow down. It's an art, the art of slow living.
Yes. I love that. How can they reach you?
Yes, my website is polka.sencurry.com, and I'm also on Instagram, Monica Selly, and on Facebook, it's polka.sencurry.
There we go.
Yeah, you can
Polka dots and curry.
Yeah. I love that name.
Yeah.
I forgot to share how I got with the name, but so it's like I love polka dots, the print, and curry, so I combined them.
Nice.
There we go. Yeah. There's a book called Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. Right, which I would recommend.
Is that in your Kindle?
It is.
Oh, I gotta read that.
Yeah. The ruthless elimination of hurry, because no one does things well in a rush.
Yes.
All right.
That's right.
So Monica's words are apropos this morning and wonderful to hear. We have to do a couple of things real quick. Thank you all for being with us. You were absolutely amazing.
Yes,
really
great.
Yeah. Who are we gonna?
All right. So our sponsors, let's talk about them. So Westco Insurance, Ms. Karen Butcher, she loves helping people save and get the best service ever. Contact her through our website at beencouraged.net. And also Planet Duct, Mr. Brandon Kirk. Him and his team offer astronomical air duct cleaning service and the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado, stronger than the vacuum of space.
Indeed they are. Visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn, and join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize the potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. And remember, if you want to join us internationally, go to our website and select International via Instagram, and you can join us live from anywhere in the world. We are so glad that we get to infuse hope and encouragement into community, and we get to do it with wonderful humans like Monica Selly and Miranda Bedburdick.
Yep.
What a name, right? I tell you, I just could not get over that. You're unforgettable, my friend. Right?
Of course. Can't forget this way.
And Lisa and I just love what we do. We know that we were put on earth for this particular purpose. So if you can relate and engage in the mission of infusing hope and encouragement into the world, reach out to us at beencouraged.net, and we can see how we can partner together to change the tenor of humanity and all of the negativity that goes along in that.